Hi everyone, this is Caroline Speaks the State of Our World on Friday, June 26, 2020. So what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent? We still have the coronavirus with us. I believe over 125,000 people in the U.S. have passed away from this virus, and we have well over 2 million cases nationwide just in the U.S. Now, we still need to wear masks, practice social distancing, uh, only go out when you have to, and definitely support the line of responders, first responders, essential workers, vulnerable populations let's see, veterans in veterans' homes, people living in assisted living homes and retirement homes and nursing homes, and grocery store workers and Native Americans and farm workers and people in jails and prisons all over the country. So we have to help them to stay safe, and when you stay in, only go out when you need to, you're protecting everyone. And when you do go out, you have to wear a mask. If you have to go, you should be able to, you can go out to the grocery store once a week or to the drugstore or the doctor, but basically you have to stay in, otherwise we'll never get rid of this virus. The virus has many new cases in Texas and Florida and Arizona. So they need to, they were in the process of reopening their state, reopening their economies, and now they're going back. They're halting the reopening efforts, hoping to get this virus under control. But in order to get it under control, you have to test everyone. Anyone tests positive, trace their contacts. Anyone of those tests positive, trace their contacts. Anyone tests positive, you isolate them, you quarantine them, you give them what they need to get well, and then you're in good shape. But you can't, it has to be a national effort. We have so many new cases now because this whole virus pandemic has been handled so horribly by the current administration in Washington, the Trump administration, who really believe it's going to go away magically. You don't have to do anything. But we know that's not true. Definitely not true. You have to really take charge and do the right thing. You want Trump, you want to be the president, means you're responsible for all of us. All of the creatures who live here, and fears that you're not interested. Now, with regard to immigration, we have migrant families who are detained, and now a judge has ruled that migrant children had to be released because of the coronavirus. And also, that doesn't mean they have to release with their families, but the children have to be released. So hopefully with their families. Also, Trump use of funding for the border wall construction was unlawful. This funding was meant for other things, and he just hijacked the funding. Not a very good thing to do. Now, there is a county in Texas that had 0 coronavirus cases, so it's managing the situation very well with quarantine people, social distancing, locking down, etc. And then the governor intervened and introduced his own policies, and now they have a lot of cases. Now, that's really a problem, but we have to fix it. We need someone in charge in Washington, and that's not happening. Now, the Supreme Court has issued a ruling in a case brought by people in Texas that everyone should be able to vote by mail because of the coronavirus pandemic. The Supreme Court has rejected that in a ruling. So it's okay to go out and get the vote and get the virus rather than stay home and be safe and get a ballot in the mail and return it by mail. Well, we know that Trump thinks voting by mail is fraudulent, and now his Attorney General Barr thinks the same thing. I wonder if they vote by. I know Trump and his family vote by mail, but what about Barr? Oh, there's something about that man, I don't know. Anyway, we'll have to see what's happening. So now it's time to keep going. Now, Trump has been waging a trade war with China, and Maine has a lobster industry, and somehow his trade war has affected the Maine lobster industry, and Trump blames Obama for something he did. So, let's see, what's that? What is that all about? So, we do have this virus, it's not contained, it's surging. Whatever we're doing is not working for the whole country. We have states that are doing well, like New York, and New Jersey and Connecticut, and they are going to have a slow reopening, and they have a policy to ban people from coronavirus hotspots because they don't want them coming in and infecting their people who they're trying to keep safe and been successful so far. They've worked very hard to get to this point. Now, Trump has a golf club in someplace in New Jersey. I wonder how that's going to go when he tries to come in to go to his golf course. I hope they're able to keep him out, because we certainly don't need lots of people coming into the East Coast and spreading the virus. Not good at all. Now, the people who attended Trump's rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Trump campaign people, volunteers, they're all coming down with the virus, as well as attendees. We don't have any data on the people who attended Trump's rally in Arizona. We'll see what that is when the information becomes available. Now, there's a lot of going on in the world. We still have the problem with police violence, police unfairly targeting African American people, black people, and we still have demonstrations going on all over. So we'll have to see what we're going to do about that. But what this has done is we've awakened the country to the problems of police brutality, the unfair results of this coronavirus, the way it affects certain minority communities who are in poor health, like in Louisiana. They have an area called Cancer Alley, where people living there, a lot of people have cancer, and that is an area that generally a majority black community, minority community. The state of Louisiana allowed the petrochemical companies to come in and use their part of that state to do their dirty business. And as a result, there's a lot of pollution there, and they're not holding the petrochemical industry accountable. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Not a good situation. So this virus pandemic has resulted in people being awakened to the fact of police treatment of minorities, and also to the uneven response, the way the virus is affecting minority communities. So if you're in a minority community where you don't have access to good health and nutritious foods, and you have various illnesses, you're more likely to get this virus and possibly die from it. So it's a racial disparity based on where you live and what the air you're breathing and the soil and water where you live. So, at least now, through the media, everyone in the country is aware of these problems. Not that doesn't mean they're going to do anything about it, but at least they're aware of it. Now, maybe we should do a little song now. We've done a lot of business. Maybe something a little lighter. Okay. So what I'd like to do is sing a song. It's a little song I wrote. It's about my family, my great Aunt Jenny, who emigrated from Hungary with her family, and then they got settled here and they brought some other people over, and that's one reason I am here. Alright, here we go. Jenny, 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 she crossed the sea from Hungary with her family. Jenny was a widow with 5 children when she decided to go to America. Jenny and her family settled in New Jersey. The kids went to school and later to work. They saved their money when they had enough. They sent for Frances, Jenny's sister, who was still in Hungary. Frances, the widow, had 4 young children of her own when she set out to join Jenny in America. Jenny, 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 she crossed the sea from Hungary with her family. The year was 1920 and they traveled overland from Hungary to a seaport. They traveled in a ship across the ocean in the lowest class. When they got to America, they were processed at Ellis Island as immigrants. After they were admitted for entry, Aunt Jenny and her family took them to her home in New Jersey. There they lived with Jenny and her family for quite a while. Jenny, 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 she crossed the sea from Hungary with her family. Frances was a seamstress, so she took in sewing to support her family. The kids went to school and then to work, and when Frances had enough money, she rented a small house near Aunt Jenny. Jenny, 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 she crossed the sea from Hungary with her family. Alright, that was part of Jenny, my great Aunt Jenny. So, there's more to the song, which I will sing at another time if I can remember the words without reading them. Now, remember, stay safe, take care of yourself, take care of others, and remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. And do things in a smart way. Do things that are smart and safe. Don't worry about what someone else will think. Okay? Alright, good night. Hope to see you all back here tomorrow evening for another meeting with Carolyn Speaks, the State of Her World. Thank you very much. Good night, everyone.